My Demon Hunter build is finally complete. I have all the essences that I need, all the gear that I need, all the gems that I need, and we are ready to roll. I wanted to share with you what I believe to be the best Demon Hunter build right now inside of Diablo Immortal. Of course, we have new essences and new abilities from legendary weapons coming regularly, so these things can change, but as of right now, it's just about February. This is what things are looking like. So as you can see from my skills, we're running crossbow shot. Of course, skills are pretty standard. You're going to see this stuff being run by most people. Vengeance, Rain of Vengeance, multi-shot, and daring swing. Sometimes people will use the evade skill instead. I personally prefer daring swing. But it's really about the gear that we're wearing, right? So where I am right now, actually, let's look at the gems really quickly, just so you guys can see first what gems I'm rocking. I like to use Seeping Bile. I believe this is one of the best gems inside of the game. I personally really like it. We have Phoenix Ashes, gonna save you from life. We have Blood-Soaked Jade, the best gem inside of the game. My next one I purchased is gonna be a 4 or 5 star to get this thing really start up. Echoing Shade, I like having multiple demon hunters around me. If you watch my gameplay, you'll notice I have my main character and then up to 2 other demon hunters that are just fighting beside me. That's from the Echoing Shade gem. I literally love it with every class. It doesn't matter. I love Echoing Shade. We then are using Bottled Hope, which I like, and Howler's Call, which is really good because you're going to throw out that that wolf from time and time again. It's going to push back. It's going to knock back your enemies. So when you're playing as a class that you don't want things getting close to you, Howler's Call really is nice. But we want to make our way over to the essence transfer so I can show you really the pieces of gear that are important to your build. And I just unlocked one of them, which was actually from my primary weapon. So let's take a look right here. First of all, we are wearing Vision of the Lost. During Vengeance, each defeated enemy increases the remaining duration of Vengeance by 0.2 seconds up to a maximum increase of 2.4 seconds. So essentially, when you're using Vengeance, which is just, it's sick. It basically makes you faster, more powerful. You get that extended by 2.4 seconds, which is gonna cut into the cooldown, and then your cooldown doesn't really have that same effect. You have a shorter cooldown, at least that's how I see it. If you're shooting into crowds of enemies, you're gonna then just be getting a longer Vengeance, which is literally the best. We're wearing for chest here, Rain of Vengeance, which is the arrows that come down from the sky. Also, corrodes enemy armor, increases damage taken by 2% for 3 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. So that's allowing a lot more damage there as well. Rain of Vengeance, I like to use for that area of effect damage. And there's something else that I'm using right now as well. It's from my secondary weapon, I believe. We'll see in a moment. Actually, it's not from my secondary weapon. We'll see. That's going to make Rain of Vengeance even stronger. Oh, this is the one right here. So our shoulder piece is Decisive Report. This one here, multi-shot, now knocks back enemies. It's gonna knock them backwards. So what I could do is I could shoot down Rain of Vengeance and knock the enemies continuously back into the Rain of Vengeance, so they're taking damage from multi-shot and from the Rain of Vengeance as well. Cannot affect players more often than 1 time every 6 seconds. Works really good. Then we have Ruinous Path. This one here increases all damage you deal by 6% during Vengeance. Again, Vengeance is going to be your primary ability or skill that you use, either in PvP or PvE. It's probably the strongest one that the Demon Hunter has, and you want to try and buff it in any way that you can. So here we're getting a 6% buff. Up here, we're getting the extended time. It's just a win-win. Now, this is the one that we just unlocked yesterday. We have Flame Spite, Flaming Arrow, multi-shot, now fires flaming arrows that damages and burns enemies. So these enemies that are going to be shot with multi-shot will now have that burn damage as well, which happens over time. This is what, again, a lot of the top players using Demon Hunter have been using, and I was happy to unlock it myself. And here we have the Hunger. This one's great because it's for your primary attack. Crossbow shot will now pierce through enemies and strike additional enemies beyond. So you are literally shooting through people and then able to damage people behind. So if we go to my skills over here and we kind of look how this is all broken down, Vengeance is the primary. This is the one that you're going to want to use all the time. Now notice, we have primary attack to launch additional shots for 1,985 damage each. Nice. gain 3% increased movement speed as well, which is also nice, stacking up to 10 times. And then we have 6% increased damage from the legs, and we have the time damage, the time increase from our headpiece. So we really put 2 pieces of gear into that. Rain of Vengeance, which is damaging almost 25,000 damage over 4 seconds, is now going to also, Rain of Vengeance also corrodes enemy armor, increasing damage by 2% for 3 seconds, stacking up to 5 times, which could be another 10%. We have our multi-shot, which has the knockback. This is the best thing about it. It has Flaming Arrow, which is going to increase damage over time. So here we go. Let's break this down first of all. It deals nearly 9,000 damage to all enemies, and it has 3 charges. So it's 27,000, or let's say 26,000 damage, a little bit more. Then Flaming Arrow, that deal, multi-shot now fires Flaming Arrows that deal 9,000 initial damage and burn enemies for an additional 6,000. So when you think about it, for 3 charges, that's an extra 18,000 damage. So if we have 27 and 18,000, that is a lot of damage being thrown just from 3 multi-shot shots. And now again, it knocking back enemies is going to be able to push it into our Rain of Vengeance and just literally rain down damage from front and from top. And then if you throw Vengeance on top of that, it's just brutal. Then we have our Daring Swing, which is our just get out of the way. I don't really use this for damage, although it does do 10,500 damage. It's just how I get out of trouble. If I'm in a bad place, PvP, PvE, that's how I get out of trouble. Honestly, this is like the best build for PvP or PvE. A lot of people tend to use Escape instead of using Daring Swing. I personally don't like it as much. Also, you're gonna see a lot of people using Sentry. I don't love that as much either. That's more of a PvE build. Spinning Chakram you'll see once in a while, but this is how I like to build it up. And then remember, we have our primary attack, shoot an arrow for 7,800 to 10,900 damage while moving at a reduced speed. We have our charm that helps damage. And we have the ultimate, which is just incredible. Plus, we have the shoot through skill that was going to be, or the shoot through ability that enhances our crossbow shot as far as skills. Now, you're probably wondering about my charm. I've had no luck with charms. I have Sentry damage plus 2%. I don't use Sentry, and crossbow shot plus 2% damage. Now, we do have this one is here, Escape. I don't use Escape. We're working on this one. Also, Escape. I don't use Escape. And we have Sentry, crossbow shot, and that's it. I literally have had no luck with charms in the Demon Hunter. Typically, I do pretty well, and I have 5 stat charms, but I had it for the Wizard, I had it for the Barb, but it's been difficult for the Demon Hunter. Also, let me know, I was gonna put another guide out on how the charm system works for you new players that maybe don't understand how it works. It can be confusing. It can seem like a gotcha mechanic inside of the game, but I think I've got it down to figure out how to actually make it work where it's to your benefit. Let me know if you want to see another video on that. I put one out like 6 months ago. Not sure if that would be beneficial to you guys. And as far as, where do we have it here? Let me find it for you. As far as our Paragon goes, let me actually go to the full trees. I essentially am running all the time Treasure Hunter 100 out of 100. For PvP, I'll be going into Duelist, and I have everything unlocked there. And then on all these others, I'm making my way towards damage. So I'm making my way over here right now towards damage. If you look at all of these that I have done, I make my way to damage, and then I move on. So right here, damage as well. All of them. I get that extra damage, and then I essentially stop on the tree if it's not a tree that I'm going to be using. Gladiator is another one that's really good for PvP as well because of cheat death. I just stopped using it recently to swap it out for a Duelist one. But you'll notice I always go grab the damage, and after I get all the damages, I'll then go and get life as well. But this is, in my opinion, the best Demon Hunter build inside of the game. I absolutely love it, and until I switch classes or new skills come out, this is probably the one that I'm going to be rocking. Let me know if you do something different if you're a Demon Hunter, and if you're not, what class should I change to next? I'm kind of feeling Necro. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you sub.